Victor Wembanyama has been dazzling the hearts and minds of NBA fans in only his first few games. Many believe he's a surefire lock for the Rookie of the Year award. But my question is, what about the big one? MVP. Could we have another MVP rookie winner this season? Although it's rare, this anomaly has happened before, and from the looks of it, it appears that Victor Wembanyama is our best bet at it ever happening again. Wembanyama is actually coming into the NBA as an MVP winner already. In 2023, he was selected as the LNB Pro A Most Valuable Player, the highest award in the top-tier level men's professional basketball league in France, and he won it at age 18, making him the youngest MVP winner in the league's history. That season, he averaged 21.6 points, 10.4 rebounds, and 3 blocks. But of course, the international game is very different compared to the NBA. So, how exactly could Victor win MVP now? When it comes to selecting the NBA MVP each season, most people know that the voters follow two very strict rules. Rule 1, you've got to put up superstar numbers. And Rule 2, your team has to be one of the top teams in the league. But there are two more invisible rules that often go ignored, but they can really be the deciding factors in a close MVP race. Number 3, break records. And number 4, have a good narrative story that would make you winning MVP that much more impactful. Not everybody has to check off each of these rules to win MVP, but when we look to history, the more rules you check, the higher your chances of winning MVP are. Speaking of which, what does history tell us about rookies winning the MVP award? Only 2 players in NBA history have ever pulled off the feat. The first was Wilt Chamberlain in the 1959-60 season. Wilt wasted no time letting the NBA know who he was, as he averaged an insane 37.6 points per game and 27 rebounds per game. No player in NBA history has ever topped those scoring and rebounding averages. Well, nobody except Wilt Chamberlain, who topped his own rebounding record in 1961 and averaged 50 points per game in 1962. Without a doubt, Wilt deserved MVP as a rookie. The second and last rookie to ever win MVP was Wes Unseld in the 1968-69 season. Unseld put up averages of 13.8 points, 18.6 rebounds, and 2.6 assists. Some people may think those numbers seem pretty tame compared to usual MVP averages, but you've got to consider a few more things. For one, the Bullets finished with the worst record in the league in 1968, going 36-46. The following season, they suddenly became the best team in the league, boasting an elite 57-25 record, and the only major addition the team made to their roster during those seasons was Unseld. Despite standing at just 6'7" as a center, he was incredibly strong, a great defender, and an excellent rebounder. Once he grabbed a loose ball, he would quickly turn around and throw a two-handed outlet pass to a teammate down the court. At the time, players were only credited with assists if the player they passed to immediately shot the ball. So while Unseld only officially averaged 2.6 assists, he was generating a ton of offense for his team. Unseld was quite similar to Bill Russell in that regard, a great defensive player whose value went beyond the stats sheet, and could initiate a faster, up-tempo style of basketball to get the fans excited. But these seasons were more than 50 years ago. What about the modern age? We've had no MVP rookies since Wilt and Unseld, but have any come close? Well, Larry Bird finished 4th in MVP voting in 1980, Michael Jordan finished 6th in 1985, David Robinson finished 6th in 1990, and Tim Duncan finished 5th in 1998. These players are all legends, but none of them were able to crack top 3 in MVP voting as rookies, which only goes to show how much harder achieving that feat has become. Is that it then? Are there no other rookie MVPs that are more comparable to the modern NBA? Well, they might not be modern, but there actually are 2 more rookies who won MVP in a professional basketball league, but not the NBA. I'm referring to the American Basketball Association, or just the ABA. This rival league to the NBA only lasted from 1967 to 76, but it was almost the complete opposite to the NBA. Whereas the NBA was run by big guys, the ABA was made up of smaller guys. It made the fast break fast, it introduced the three-point line, and overall, just made basketball more exciting. So, would it be more suitable for Wemby to follow the examples set by these 2 rookie MVPs? Let's see. The first rookie to win MVP in the ABA was Spencer Haywood in the 1969-70 season. Haywood is probably most famous for his stint with the 1980 Lakers, but as a 20-year-old rookie for the Denver Rockets, Haywood averaged a league-leading 30 points per game and a league-leading 19.5 rebounds per game, which is pretty insane. The second rookie MVP was the A-Train. I'm talking about Artis Gilmore, who in 1972 averaged 23.8 points and 17.8 rebounds on a league-leading 59.8% shooting from the field. Good numbers, but the most impressive part of his season was how the Kentucky Colonels finished with a league-best 68-16 record after just going 44-40 the previous season. So now that we have all of our examples and have seen the kind of numbers they put up, is there anything that the rookie seasons of Wilt, Unseld, Haywood, and Gilmore have in common? Well, for one, they're all big men, so Wemby has that going for him. Also, with the exception of Unseld, these rookies led to the NBA in at least one major statistical category. But getting more specific, where did Wilt, Unseld, Haywood, and Gilmore's teams finish in the standings? All four of them finished with either the best or second best team record in the league, which only goes to show how much record matters to the MVP voters. Are there exceptions to this? Of course. The first ever MVP, Bob Pettit, led his Hawks to a 33-39 record in 1956. Kareem missed the playoffs in 1976, but he was still chosen as the MVP, and more recently, Russell Westbrook won MVP in 2017, and Nikola Jokic won MVP in 2022, even though both of their teams finished 6th in the West. So it can happen, but more often than not, you need an elite record if you want to win MVP, which begs the question, can the Spurs have an elite record this year? Well, besides Wemby, Devin Vassell has been improving every year he's been in the league. He can create shots for himself, he can shoot from deep, and to me, he's the best ball handler on the team. Jeremy Sohan is quickly becoming the team's Swiss Army knife, able to do almost anything the team needs him to do. The big question with Sohan is if the Spurs are going to keep using him as the point guard. There are some kinks that he still needs to work out, but Sohan is improving. If Zach Collins can stay healthy, he'll be a crucial piece for the Spurs front court. He's shown some great playmaking skills, and has got quite a few post moves. Wemby is still pretty skinny right now, so Zach can be that big body in the paint. Keldon Johnson is becoming sort of the mini Zion. He's a ferocious finisher around the rim, but he's also a good outside player. Trey Jones is also a great lob passer to Wemby. But the West is looking pretty tough this year, so the Spurs finishing as a top 2 team could be tricky. If the Spurs can't finish with a ton of wins, Wemby's gonna have to break records if he wants to even have a chance at MVP. Currently, as I'm making this video, he's sitting on averages of just under 20 points, a little over 8 rebounds, and a little over 2 blocks. But don't forget, fans and the media want to see Victor succeed. They want him to become one of the best players in the league. Wes Unseld won MVP for generating excitement, and Wilt won MVP for showing the NBA something it had never seen before. Wemby has the potential to do both of those things. Either way, if it's a good story people want, then it seems like they're gonna get one.